best part about being in a typing class is I was known as one of the pieces of ass in the steno pool. So,
and now, Cheese Wits.
Look at this. This is 2 weeks in a row. Everybody's here on time.
We weren't here last week, honey.
Okay.
I'm even showered.
2 weeks in a row that we've talked to each other that everybody's on time.
So Wally is showered. Is that because of the big BM you made after your chili?
No. Oh, no, but the chili was good. I was just responding to my cousin who lives in Texas. And she said, oh, mo spicy, mo better. But she likes it way spicier than I like it.
Well, and in Texas, they don't allow you to put beans in your chili.
I don't know if she puts beans in her chili or not.
I don't think beans should be in chili.
You are wrong.
Okay.
Well, sometimes I make it without beans, and sometimes I make it with beans. I was in a beans mood this time.
That's what's going to make you shit.
Beans with flank steak is so good to make chili out of. It's so good. It's delicious. Just delicious.
So,
hold on a second. I need a beverage.
Chris, I need to go ahead and apologize now.
Oh, fuck.
Because I gave Wally access to the Cheese Wits Twitter account.
Hey, I gotta tell you, I just tried to go on to Twitter, and I confused it with the TikToker. And I'm going, and it comes back and says, you only have one more attempt, and then you're locked out of TikTok. I'm like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be trying. I'm trying to go into Twitter, not TikTok. There's too many of these fucking things. I can't keep any of them, and any of them aligned. And what is Reddit?
Oh, that's a fun one. That's I can't even describe what it is. I really can't. What do you call that, Jess?
Conversation? I mean, it's really just like pick a topic and there's a bunch of people bullshitting about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was listening to NPR. Go ahead, Chris. I'm leaving
more of Wally's fucking liberal bullshit right here.
So I was listening to NPR, a show called On the Media, which I like. It talks about things that happened in the media and media sways. And they were talking about Reddit and all of the volunteer Reddit editors or whoever monitors.
Moderators?
Moderators, yeah. Hall monitors went on strike because they were mad because Reddit wanted to charge money because they want to actually make a profit. And so a lot of the pages went dark, or a lot of the whatever they're called went dark, and porn has increased incredibly so, because I guess Reddit allows porn.
It does. There's one of my favorite groups is not safe for work boobs. So yeah.
I like how every time porn comes up in conversation on this podcast, Chris has all of the information.
Yes.
Look, tell you what, you're good at talking into a microphone. I'm good at looking at a girl sucking off a microphone. Okay, that's where our differences are.
Okay. Good to know.
I am staying away from vulgarity this week.
Are you?
Trying to be less. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yes. I'm trying to be. No, I'm not going to stay away from swears.
Okay.
I'm going to stay away from vulgarity. And I was going.
So hold on. Is that so we can't talk about fucking, but you can say fuck you?
Oh no, you can talk about whatever you want. It's just me.
So are you not going to talk about fucking?
Yes, I'm not going to. But
what I am talk about making love?
No. What I'm going to talk about is, Chris, what kind of underwear do you wear?
Who says I fucking wear any?
So do you wear boxers or those? So I wear the sort of, they're not spandex, but they're stretchable boxers that have the pouch.
Boxer briefs?
Yeah, boxer briefs, but with the man pouch in them. I think they all have them. Have you seen these?
I have. And you ask, boxers. What are they? What
are they outfitting? Horses?
What? Wally.
The pouch is it's you could park an RV in the pouch.
Why would you, Jess? Would you get on GoDaddy and see if you can reserve wallyiswellhung.com? See if it's there.
Let me
And
get
we
right
can
on
get
that.
that.
Yeah. Mhm.
No, I have all kinds of room in the pouch. That's a lot. The allotted room they give is far more room than I could ever need. If I had cancerous testicles.
I have extra room in a Ziploc snack bag. Okay, I mean, you don't have to tell me. I'm hung like a fucking infant.
Yeah,
So-
I'm a you know I'm a no show. I'm a grow.
Oh no, people look at this. They wonder whether I'm trans or not. You know, whether I'm trying to go one way or the other. I mean, it's like, now, is that an innie or is that
Who's looking at it besides the one person who should be?
Well, she has asked. She has asked. She has.
Oh, no.
She has said, you know, what is the problem? Why
the
is
wedding
it?
on hold?
Oh yeah, the wedding is going to be on hold because she doesn't like the way my schmeckle looks. That's going to be. That's going to be it. Maybe it's the fact that I don't wear boxers or briefs and I wear Depends. Maybe that's the issue.
You know,
I don't know.
yeah.
So you don't wear boxers or Chris, or you do?
No. I wear boxers. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wear boxers too, and I wear the kind that are like that have the air to breathe. They're like meshy a little bit, but that fucking pouch is it's so emasculating. They've made it so gigantic that it's not even a banana hammock. It's like a banana tree hammock. It's huge.
You know, you talk about that, the part of the underwear. Look, I just got out of a bowling alley where there's a big trough in there to piss in. Okay.
Oh.
And you know how bad you feel when you're standing there all alone and you've got your schmeckle between two fingers. Okay. Next guy comes in and he's like pulling it out with one hand, laying it in the other. You know, it's like, what? Why do you have a fucking bratwurst in your pants, for fuck's sake?
He's standing back by the door to take care of business.
Is he single?
You know what? I think he is single. With him and his COVID penis that he has to stand 6 feet back.
Actually, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it probably is. I don't understand this need to make an underwear that tries to make a man's ego feel. Yeah, look at the pouch on these underwear. Come on, can't we just have nothing that supposes that anybody's ego is going to be bruised because they put an average sized pouch in the underwear? I don't even know why they have a pouch to begin with. I don't know. People keeping keys in the pouch.
It's so funny how we talk about this, Wally, how, I'd have room in the pouch. You'd have room in the pouch. Meanwhile, Jess's cock couldn't even go in there. I mean, it's.
I need a second pair of underwear.
My Lord.
The pouch isn't big enough.
You know how I hate to brag.
I know. She's one of those people that keeps it hanging down the side of her leg on the outside of the underwear. Wally, she's one of them.
Wearing my gray sweatpants.
She's got like the six. She's a 6-shooter with the string at the bottom that you tie the gun to the side of your leg.
We've talked about man parts enough. So I said something to the girl and I said, Jesus, I think I just broke my hymen. And she said, what's a hymen?
What?
And yeah, swear to God, what's a hymen? I said it was in front of this other woman at the bowling alley. And she's like, Jenna, you don't know what a hymen is? No idea. What's a hymen?
Never had one.
And she's like, it's part of your lady parts. And I'm like, have you ever heard the term Papa Cherry, Jenna? And she's like, I don't know. I don't go Googling vaginas. Okay. All right. Good enough.
So they don't have sex education in schools anymore, do they?
Well, apparently not. Apparently not at Walkersville High. I mean, I guess they expect it to learn it on the fucking farm or something. Good God. If I said, so the heifer's hymen. Oh, I know that.
Oh. Oh, what has happened? How come I just went dark?
I don't know.
Well,
We can see you.
you'll never go back, Wally. That's for sure.
All right, I'm back lit again. I'm back alive again. I'm here.
So you guys, I wanted to tell you about this because it happened a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about the social media stuff a couple minutes ago. I get a notification from the Cheese Wits Instagram that someone has sent us a message, a direct message.
Oh, dear.
And the someone, I don't know him personally, but he is married to my friend. In fact, he left us a review that I read, the one about making an old sailor proud. So I'm like, well, I wonder what he has found on Instagram that has reminded him of us so much that he wants to send it to us. And so I go and I look at the message, and it is a video of a rooster in overalls and sneakers. And
I saw that.
Zach Brown Band's Chicken Fried is playing in the background. And I'm like, what have we talked about that would make him think of us to send us that video? Like, I watched this thing probably 17 times while I'm racking my brain trying to figure out what we could possibly have talked about that would make him send us a video of a rooster in overalls and sneakers and the song Chicken Fried. So I finally messaged my friend and I say, why did your husband send the Cheese Wits Instagram a video of a rooster in overalls and sneakers and the song Chicken Fried? And she said, he did what? And then she comes back and she says, he sent it by accident.
It is funny as shit, though. I saw that video.
It is, but I just was so confused.
It's so great. And what's really great is the guy that's behind. I don't know who that guy is.
Has the same sneakers on?
Yeah. Is watching the rooster like he's the dad.
Yeah.
Look at, he's taking his first steps in his stepping out shoes. It's very, very good.
My God, we have an Instagram?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I'm posting on it. I'm posting
no,
dick pics.
No, you're
no.
Wally, you're
posting on. Right, I'm
Chris, never mind. I don't need
Twitter.
to apologize for giving Wally access to our Twitter account because he doesn't know where it is.
I did. Did you see I posted my dick pics?
You tweeted.
I tweeted. Well, I know. Just reminded me, don't say posted.
It's going to make us sound like a 60-year-old man is tweeting stuff.
What? So I did.
Are you posting the?
I did tweet. I was able to. What?
Chris, you're cutting out.
From your cell phone?
Oh no, I do it on my computer and my cell phone. I do it on both. I've got both working, and I've got it pre-programmed, so I've got like a week's worth of dick pics, celebrity dick pics going out. By the way, if you missed it, today was Moby Dick.
I'm looking at it right now.
I know. Ooh. It's stupid.
I'll have to look.
It's stupid, right? But
when's Dick Van Patten coming?
Oh, he's in there, but really, I wrestled with whether or not to put the two Darrens back to back.
I was going to ask what your favorite dick was.
Yeah, I my favorite dick, I think I've already posted. Dick Cavett might be my favorite dick.
Oh, I meant between Dick York and Dick Sargent. What's your favorite dick?
Oh, Dick York.
I'm definitely a Dick York. Dick Sargent fucking played that role like he was Paul Lynde.
Yeah, I'm Dick York. I do like Dick York. Guess what? Why are you biting your lip?
I'm not. I was looking at the dick pics you tweeted.
Like you want to mock us.
Well, I always want to mock you.
So who's today's dick pic?
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick.
Well,
Moby Dick. We've had. Let's see. Who did we first? I think we had Andy Dick.
Dick
we
Cavett.
had Dick Cavett. I think Dick York. What did I do? Dick York.
You did.
And then Moby Dick, and I've got more dicks coming.
Wow. I can't just remember what they said at the end of the $25,000 pyramid every day.
What was that?
You know, Dick Clark before Clark dicks you.
Hey, so I know we don't get serious too often, right?
Oh shit! More of Wally's
No,
liberal
I just wanna know-
bullshit. Here we go.
Do you have any thoughts about those guys in the Titanic, the Titan?
Now, let me see, because you know that I don't watch the news, right? But I've picked up some stuff about this in various places. So let me just summarize it, and you can tell me if I have my facts right, okay?
Yeah.
Some people with more money than sense spent $250,000 to sit crisscross applesauce in a DIY tin can some dude cobbled together from some shit he found at a junkyard, that he's steering with an Atari joystick to the bottom of the ocean to see the remains of the Titanic. And weirdly, something went wrong.
No. First of all, it was a PlayStation joystick. It wasn't an Atari.
Yeah, get your facts right.
Sorry,
Jess.
my bad.
Okay.
I mean, it just sounds like
What are you watching? Newsmax?
sounds like Darwinism to me.
Well, in fairness, that cobbled together thing did make 13 trips down there. So it had made other trips. The problem is that the carbon fiber is just trash after it goes down and cools down and heats up and blah blah blah. So yeah, those guys were fucked from the beginning. That wasn't happening. But I listened to the press conference later, and the Coast Guard said the thing imploded.
I heard that too.
Yeah, so when there's an implosion,
And that the people were then therefore liquefied.
yeah, they were liquefied,
Whoa.
right? So when it implodes, and they don't know anything,
Right. They didn't feel a thing.
nothing. So one of the very first questions was, a reporter says, "So will they be allowed to recover the bodies from the site?" Lady, he just said the fucking thing imploded.
There's no bodies to
means-
recover.
There's no bodies. There's nothing.
But what about the bodies?
That's done.
So the bodies will be recovered then.
So, but if they go down there with maybe a Tupperware cup.
They're
something
living in
with
the
a cover?
Titanic now.
Yeah. Well, the only thing worth going down the best thing about the Titanic, I was thinking, why would I even want to go down to the Titanic? What was the best thing about the Titanic? The movie, all of it. There's only one thing I can bring to you that's the best thing about the Titanic was Kate Winslet's breasts. That's
You know, and Kate Winslet had a nice rack. It was that fire bush that bothered me. So that's just
The
that.
thing
You
that
know, as
bothered
much as you're,
me was that there was plenty of room on that door. She could have moved over and saved
Oh,
Leonardo
absolutely.
Yeah,
DiCaprio.
you
absolutely.
probably could have. Hold on. Tell me the story. My daughter's back. What? You're done? You got your stuff? How many suitcases? Two? Okay. Hold on. My daughter and her boyfriend have had a breakup.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so she just went
liked
over.
him.
Yeah, I liked him. He's a good guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, she says he's a good guy, but so she went over and just picked up her stuff while he was away at work.
Oh,
And it was 2 cases and 2 boxes.
that's difficult.
Her car's full of stuff.
Yeah,
So, yeah, so it happens, right?
it does.
Young
It does.
love, born in the backseat.
Wow.
Name that song. Name that artist. No, Robbie Dupree, Hot Rod Hearts.
Wow.
How about
Ladies
that?
and gentlemen, coming at you, it's Robbie Dupree and Hot Rod Hearts.
10
Hey, on
minutes
the Hot
after 4.
Rocket FM.
10 minutes after 4, 4:10, 50 minutes before 5 o'clock on your radio.
Hey, the temperature right now, it's 88 currently right now.
Outside.
Outside.
On
Outside.
your
It's 88
Saturday.
Outside.
Hey, and here's the forecast for your Sunday.
From the Department of Redundancy Department. Here we go. Yeah. They're beautiful. I hear that all the time. Oh, by the way, so the big hot radio station here, the kids, the station the kids listen to is Q97.9. And they had perhaps just a fabulous woman jock on that air. name was Lori, and it was I worked with her. I was her program director at one station, and then I was summarily let go. But so she was part of the morning show there. I don't know if they figured she got too old or something, but they moved her off the show. She was fucking awesome. Just a fantastic radio air talent. And they moved her and put her on the hot AC kind of station and brought in this new girl. She's fucking so bad.
Oh, really?
And all she says is, "It's Christy in the morning. It's Christy in the morning. Hi, it's Christy in the morning. That was, and this is." And then stupid radio fucking bullshit, polling questions, oh, call me up and tell me what you think. It's just nothing fucking at all good about it. My granddaughter sitting in the back seat, I'm driving her to school, and said, "Boy, Christy in the morning's really bad, isn't she?" Yes, she is. And that when a 9-year-old cannot stand the CHR station,
then you have been doing your work correctly.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the job.
But why do these kids get on and introduce themselves every single time? Like Kiss FM weather. Hi, I'm Riley.
Yeah.
Somebody
she says
told
it twice.
him to do that.
She'll say, "Hey, it's Christy in the morning," and then she'll chat a little bit. She'll do a question, and then she has the jingle out thing. Christy in the morning. Like,
so we already know who she is because she has a jingle.
She has her little jingle, and she also has promos that run inside the morning show for Dunkin' Donuts. She goes, "Hi, this is Christy," and it's the 15-second stab promo that would usually run throughout the day somewhere. Hey, it's Christy in the morning. When I'm coming in the morning, I would have some Dunkin' Donuts. They play that in the morning, and they're playing it 3 or 4 times an hour. What the fuck?
This is the syndicated morning show?
It sounds like, no, she's live. She's there. It sounds
Really?
like syndicated. It sounds syndicated. It's fucking horrible.
Because I was listening to some syndicated show, the ones that try and sound local and they insert, your own call letters.
Yep.
Yes.
At the end. So you've got, all right, we've got more music coming up. We'll check the weather and the news right here on WNQL. What? What?
That's so fantastic.
There was one of the TV stations here a couple years ago had a promo that they were running. The ones that just run between commercials and between commercial breaks on other shows that are not the news to try to encourage you to watch the news.
Right.
And this promo said, "Win tickets to see Luke Bryan every morning." So my question was, how early do I have to see him every morning? And will he be bringing coffee?
Right.
And does it have to be Luke Bryan every morning? Luke's fine. He's a nice guy, but could we mix it up? Could it be other people too?
Yeah.
Just feel like nobody's got quality control anymore. Nobody's air checking anymore.
Quality control is terrible. I was listening to one of the stations, Southern PA, Warm 103. And I'm hearing a liner between 2 songs, and it was John Tesh telling us, "All right, folks, well, we're going to make it through this together, just make sure you keep wearing your masks and keep 6 feet apart, and, this will all go away. I'm John Tesh." What?
Recently?
Who's running a fucking 2-year-old liner that ran 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So of the popular national syndication people, John Tesh, one of the worst. Delilah.
Ugh.
Delilah was fucking
Delilah is we used to call her Delightless.
Yes, she is.
Delightless was coming up next, but John Tesh, I gotta disagree with you. I like Tesh. I like what he does. We got that station. I had that radio station I owned, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting rid of it, but somebody didn't pay the bill, so now I've got it back. And
Great.
yeah. So I've got John Tesh on, middays, and a little later on, we're going to tell you whether you can put borax on your pecker or not. Plus, we'll have Connie Selica coming up too with a little hint for your life.
Connie Selica.
Oh yeah, the show is now John Tesh, Connie Selica, and Gib Gerard.
Who's Gib Gerard?
Gil Gerard's son with Connie Selica.
Are you kidding me, Gil Gerard? The what was that? Buck Rogers?
Yes.
Buck Rogers' son is on the radio?
Uh-huh.
Shut the fuck up.
Can't make this shit up.
And this is Buck Rogers of the 25th century. The little, what was that wiki thing? What was that? Was the thing's name Wiki?
I think so, wasn't it?
I
think it was named Wiki.
Was it Wiki or
Right,
Wiki?
yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I think it was Wiki. I think it was. Well, here's, I do have a fear that I want to pass on. I have a fear about Pat Sajak retiring.
Okay, so when you're doing that fear, just keep in mind Pat Sajak's the one that sold me that fucking radio station. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I don't have. I have a fear about Pat Sajak retiring.
Yeah,
because I have a real fear that Ryan Seacrest is going to be the next host of fucking Wheel of Fortune.
Because Ryan doesn't have enough going on.
Don't fucking tell me that. Really?
He is the front runner. That's what I've heard.
Is that really true?
Bring Chuck Woolery back at this point.
Yeah. I would rather be back in 2 and 2. I'd rather have Chuck back.
Now if they were smart, which they're not, but if they were smart, they would eliminate the letter turner position and let Vanna just host the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And let an AI turn the
It's not like she's doing the thing anyway.
Well, they don't turn anymore. They just turn on and off.
She just touches them.
They're monitors. They just turn on and off.
Yes, really
and I don't even think that does anything.
You know what? You know why she doesn't? Because Vanna's about 82 years old. She probably doesn't have the strength to push the thing around anymore. To get her arm that high and try to push the letter around is probably too strenuous. She's having a hard time. Pretty soon she's gonna she won't have enough blood circulation to have warm fingertips to be able to activate those letters.
Look, you make fun of that, but I'm calloused up so much from bowling that sometimes I can't use the touch screen on my phone.
Really?
Seriously. I have to use my pinky or my thumb or use my left hand.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to poke fun at your handicap.
No, that's fine. That's
no
fine.
Pun intended.
You're allowed to do that, asshole. It's fine. It's not a problem.
So did you guys hear that Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are going to be in a cage match?
It's so fucking awesome.
I would jerk off to that fight. Okay.
That is so I hope it happens.
I have no idea why. I don't know the ins and outs of the whole thing other than Elon challenged Mark to it and Mark was like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I think Mark said something about doing something on the facial page that's similar to what Elon's trying to do or something. And Elon Zuckerberg, however, is kind of a badass. Also,
he's half Elon's age.
Yeah, but Elon's a big fucking man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elon's a crusher. He's like what was that guy that was in all the older movies as the villain and he had silver teeth? Big fucking Igor 7-foot guy. Richard Kiel.
Yeah. He was Nas.
Yes.
He was Nas. Yeah. He was fucking huge.
Yeah.
He was a bit. Yeah. But Zuckerberg he just won some in his weight class, a fight in his weight class in jiu-jitsu or some shit.
What the fuck is happening?
Ice cream truck.
Yeah. I'm going to be back in a half a second. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I have to go turn the chicken on the grill.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, I'm cooking chicken. I've got it on the grill at 250 degrees. I'm doing an indirect chicken on the grill. and it's
And-
been on there and 45 minutes, and I have to turn
An
it.
indirect chicken sounds like a sexual act that you do in Prague.
Well,
Okay.
I've got to turn it over to the other side. So guess what? There's
Boy.
something going on.
Hey, Jess, you remember when we went down to the production room that time and caught those two back there doing the indirect chicken?
Yeah, that was something to see. Whew.
Oh my God, the indirect chicken. Good Lord.
You know what?
We're
never
still
got
talking to HR about that.
right. It's half the reason we got fired was just for looking at that.
Oh my Lord, the indirect chicken.
You know what we never got to make fun of?
What?
The troll who was at race weekend. Remember,
Oh.
I texted you guys and I was like, Wally won't know what this means, but the troll is here.
Did you take a picture of the troll or not?
I did not. I just accidentally made eye contact with her. Like I turned around and there she was and she was looking at me and I looked at her and I gave a half smile and then I realized who I was looking at and went, oh, and turned around and walked the other way.
About your old neighbor?
No, the
No. Old coworker.
the coworker that I texted you guys about during race weekend.
Listen.
I'm listening.
What happened? His phone shit again.
I really did. There was something about her. I don't know.
You got to start that over again because we went from
nothing.
Listen to a whole bunch of dead air to I really did.
You know what? That's Jesus Christ telling me not to say it.
You're probably right. You're probably
what it is.
right.
That's probably what it is. But what I was going to say is I really wanted to pork her. That's what I said.
Wow. Okay.
Who?
The
psycho girl that Jess worked with?
That we both worked with.
Well, we both worked with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, you wanted to lay down in a field of stone with her?
I would have laid down on a bed of glass with her. I understand she's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. She has.
And probably would be about as attractive as Ruth Buzzy to me at this point.
The references you have, man.
I try and pull them out of my ass.
Nobody has said Ruth Buzzy's name in 30 years.
But we all know.
That's correct.
Listen, I instantly have an image.
We all know who she is.
Yeah.
I instantly have an image of her with the rag on her head pulled back and the glasses on and looking pitiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have that image. I know exactly what he's saying. And I'm in fear for him.
Let's try a different image and let's see if let me different. We all get this. Nowadays, she probably looks a little bit more like Imogene Coca. Is that better?
Oh wow! Now that's a haircut.
Yeah, that's something.
How do we know all these fucking references? Well, we're really not old enough to know those references.
Reruns.
No, you know what it is? Respect for that.
There's a number I pulled. Let them.
Dude, you got to do something about your phone.
Yeah.
I said to somebody, and it's a reference that you might not even get. Oh, fuck my phone. Didn't you? Guess not, because did you hear what I said or not?
No, of course not.
This is not even fun. I said fuck my phone in the ass. That's what I said.
No, it sounds like you're using Mr. Cardboard Tube.
It's a Mr. Microphone today.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Remember that ad? Hey, girls, stay right there. We'll be right back. That was the Mr. Microphone K-Tel ad. And the funny thing about that is, have you ever had somebody holler to you out the window of a car? This is what you hear. You fucking don't hear anything. And people think they're being so clever.
Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me.
Yeah, well, that was a tragedy, wasn't it? But if you've got your window down and you're catcalling some woman, it never sounds good when you hear just the middle of it. Nice tits. You don't hear all of that.
Does anybody do that anymore, you think?
Yes.
At the beach, absolutely. I know I've seen it at the
They
beach a
do.
lot.
People still yell stuff like that at people.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Smart
I mean, I was
people
walking down the
don't.
road the other day. Somebody told me I had nice tits. It was great.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. You know, if I'm walking with my wife and I hear nice tits, I'm not sure which one of us they're talking about. Like which one of us is going to stay at the boardwalk and which one's going with the guy that's hollering at us? I don't know.
Hey, at least you had a 50-50 shot. That's the best part.
Yeah. You are correct, sir. We're supposed to be getting a bad storm here today, but it doesn't look that way. It's so I got my air conditioner on.
It's black here right now. Totally.
Oh yeah,
black
not here. And we have our air conditioner on for the first time this year.
Mine's been on since March.
Yeah, no, it's first time here, and it's fucking bacon.
It's about 90 here today, and we are supposed to, I think, get a storm a little bit later, which we've had rain all week. So if somebody could just get my grass cut.
I was expecting us to have it.
But we needed the rain up here. We needed the rain, and we needed it on the farm. The corn was like looking unhappy.
Oh.
So we needed to get the rain.
Hey, do you know that Al Roker, for all his, I didn't realize that he had cancer.
Oh, I don't think I did either.
He survived. He's in remission. He survived the cancer. He had the prostate cancer. But did you know that he is not a fucking meteorologist?
No, he's a weatherman.
He's just a word reader.
Well,
right, exactly. He's not a meteorologist.
He's basically what we were when we were doing the weather on the air. We were not meteorologists either.
Yes.
We were reading the shit off of Google, just like Al Roker.
But we're not making, $15.5 million.
No.
You know who else?
I'd go out and stand in the wind and let it knock me over too. If I was a little, little ball of vinegar like him.
Willard Scott wasn't a meteorologist, but we all dealt with that.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Willard Scott.
Yeah, but he was a clown. Literally a clown.
He was Ronald McDonald.
He was Ronald McDonald. I think. Was he? Who was Bozo?
Who was Bozo?
Yeah, somebody who was somebody who was famous was also Bozo. No, was Willard Ronald McDonald or was he Bozo?
I think he was both, actually. He introduced the Ronald McDonald character, but he might have been Bozo as well.
Jess?
I'm Googling.
Get on the Google. Get on the Googles.
And while we're looking on the Google machine, can somebody tell me how Grimace has become a Pride Month thing?
I know, and Grimace is a Pride Month thing. I think he's 30 years old. Grimace is its 30-year anniversary. They even have a Grimace milkshake and a Grimace meal.
Willard Scott was the creator and original performer of McDonald's mascot clown, Ronald McDonald.
Who was Bozo? All right, I'm going to have to Google the Bozo. I saw it at the McDonald's here. Grimace is all the rage. They've got a purple milkshake. They've got a special meal for Grimace. There's something going on with Grimace. But
Grimace is like a representative of Pride Month now.
I didn't know.
Yeah, there's something if you Google like Grimace and LGBTQ plus ampersand or whatever, if you Google that, it'll I'm sure it'll tell you exactly what it is. I haven't figured out exactly what it is. I'm just hearing it secondhand on the radio.
Bozo the Clown was created by and portrayed by Pinto Colvig for a children's storytelling record album. The character first appeared on U.S. television in 1949, portrayed by Colvig after the creative rights to Bozo were purchased by Larry Harmon in 1957. Blah, blah, blah. Performers who have portrayed Bozo, aside from Colvig and Harmon, include Sid Saylor, Earl Frank Cady, Willard Scott, Frank Averick, Bob Bell, and Joey Doria.
Look at us. We know our clowns.
Well, that makes sense.
We know our clowns, Chris. You were right. Both. He played two clowns. That Willard Scott. Yeah, I didn't know Grimace was in charge of Pride Month.
Why is that though? Why would that be?
Because he's
I
purple.
don't know. Is that what it is?
Probably because he's purple. He's the most colorful thing the most colorful mascot they have at McDonald's. So who
you
else
don't think the Hamburglar? The Hamburglar's got a lot of color going on too.
Yeah, but I think the Hamburglar has been. I think he was ixnayed because I think the thought of stealing food wasn't a good idea.
That's right. That one was canceled.
Might have not been good for the franchise. And I think wasn't there Early Bird or what was that bird they had?
They had you know who else you never hear of anymore? Mayor McCheese. You never hear.
Oh yeah, Mayor
McCheese anymore.
And there's a lot of Mayor McCheeses in real life.
God knows.
It'd be good to see him. He might be able to actually win public office in some of the southern states.
Oh my God.
I would not be surprised to see Nashville's next mayor McCheese.
Tennessee would vote for him. Do you know where the most votes for Kanye West for president came from? Well, not Nashville, but the state of Tennessee. We had the most Kanye votes in Tennessee.
Really?
Yep.
What was that? 9?
Something.
Not 9.
Obviously not many, but more of them in Tennessee than anywhere else.
That you know what that's like?
Wow.
That's like when you were in the 10th grade running for class president and people vote for Mickey Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And Mickey Mouse comes in number 2.
Same. Yep.
You know, actually, I think Mickey Mouse probably won a few times at my school, but they would just throw it out.
They gave it to the runner-up.
The whoever the next popular person was, whoever was second most popular behind Mickey. Yeah, Mickey Mouse could probably win in some states, not Florida, but some other states. He's persona non gratis.
Yeah.
In Florida. I was trying to see what else.
It's amazing how Florida is pissing off Disney. You bite the hand that feeds you.
Right.
That's just
that's
fucking
really
dumb.
Biting the hand that feeds you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'd be like with Jesslyn. They said, "All right, no more recording country music down here.
Yeah.
we don't want songwriters living in Tennessee anymore."
Yeah. Yeah.
I think fucking half of Nashville, half the residents of Nashville are probably songwriters.
Maybe not half, but obviously
A lot.
the
right?
revenue that comes from music being based here would go away.
Oh,
because if the artists and the songwriters went away, then the tourists would have to go where they are.
Yeah, that would be like, that would be like Hollywood all of a sudden saying, we don't want to make movies anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be probably a third of the gross national product of California, whatever, or their whatever their income.
Mm-hmm.
Be about a third of it, because it's all everything runs around that business.
Yep.
It's just like that parts of Florida. But people don't think of all the little things. It's not just fucking actors in movies. It's people who fucking do, craft services and who sell props and rent props out in cars and fucking make clothes. It's fucking huge. It's a huge industry.
Yeah.
Fucking humongous. I wish we had it here where I live. You'd only see winter movies. You'd see a bunch of Santa movies and Hallmark made for Hallmark TV Christmas movies.
Yeah. Otherwise, they can only make movies during like 2 months out of the year.
Oh yeah, you can't. You couldn't do much here. You could absolutely not do much. All right, the Pride Month stuff. Now that Chris brought it up, I feel okay going to it. I saw the Starbucks union, the union employees of Starbucks, in some Starbucks that have the units had decided to go on strike because they weren't allowed to decorate in the way they wanted to for Pride Month. Now, I've been in Starbucks. They have Pride Month stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
But these people wanted to decorate in a specific way. And all I can think of here, now these kinds of things piss me off a little bit, is who the fuck do you think you are? You're the employee. If the company says this is the way we're doing it, this is the way we're doing it. Right?
I have a hard time having an opinion on this because I don't know what was being done and what was being asked.
I think they just wanted to decorate in their own manner. They wanted to decorate their store or the store which they worked in.
Yeah.
The way they wanted to.
But I mean, if the company has a policy, then that's the policy. And
yeah, but I think that's changed a lot, right?
yeah,
policy doesn't really matter for lots of folks.
Yeah.
They want to do it their way. It's like free agency in sports. You know, they don't realize somebody fucking actually owns this thing and is trying to make a living off this thing. It's kind of that's the kind of stuff that rubs me the wrong way. That's when I get not liberal, Chris.
I'm just, there's more liberal bullshit coming. I know that.
I'm really not that liberal. I don't know why you think I am.
No, I just think it's funny every time so you can defend yourself and say, I'm really not. You know, because that's what all the fucking
I
libs
have
always
black
say.
friends, Chris.
Okay. Yeah.
I have some gay friends.
I think the best line to ever open a sentence, especially in Frederick, Maryland, you may agree, Jess, is, you know, I'm not racist, but
yeah.
You know, I hear that. I hear that people say that around here too. I'm not racist, but, and then they followed up. They don't say black folks here. Here they don't say black people.
Oh yeah, they don't say that here either.
They say coloreds.
Oh no, we take it a step further here.
Oh, you go right with the N word?
Yeah, with a hard R too.
With a hard R, go right to it.
Yeah, hard R up here. It's crazy. You know, and
I'm
I even said to
some more dead people. I'm surprised there's not more dead white people there.
Well, I said something to somebody in the bowling alley. I said, you know, the black dude that blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh, you mean me? And I'm like, yeah, that's the one. You got it. Jesus,
See,
asshole.
I don't even know what to say. So you wanted to, right? You want to defend the folks who they're denigrating, right?
Right.
But it's so, you don't know, can you?
You don't know who's going to pull a fucking gun.
Right. How far are you willing to jeopardize your own self to stand up for others? I mean, it's tough.
if somebody said that to me, I would say, ew. Are you really using that word? Ew. Stop it.
Yeah. Well, see, so that's a better way. But I want to be like, what the fuck is your problem? And that's shooting words, I think.
I mean, I did that
absolutely.
I did that in Memphis. I know I told you guys that story with the sales guy that kept saying it in front of me, and then he was saying it at a remote, and I was ignoring it, and I was ignoring it because my experience.
No, I don't know this story. Do I know?
Hold on. No, I don't know this story. You're talking about a guy saying the hard R at a remote?
Yeah. But it was
I didn't know
in Memphis, where they're still in 1960. And we were
Memphis
at this
is a horrible city, just let me say.
It is. That's why I didn't live there for very long. He was one of the sales guys at the radio station. This was in 2013. I was only there for 6 or 8 months. In fact, Chris, it was the station I went to when I left Frederick.
Oh, the Rebel.
And yeah, the Rebel. That was the name of the station.
Go figure.
That was the name of the station. Yep.
Listen,
There's no irony there.
I work for the Rebel. How you doing, you hard R?
Yeah. So he
God.
kept saying the word, and I didn't say anything the first several times he said it, because my experience living in Texas when I first got down there was that they don't like to be corrected by Yankees about anything.
Right.
Like, that's just a problem. But finally, he said it where other people could hear it. And I finally looked at him and I said, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" And he was like, "What?" I said, "Are you seriously using that word in 2013? Well, if I had known it would bother you, I wouldn't have said it in front of you. You shouldn't be saying it at all." He said, "I was raised in the South." I said, "You are a grown man. I don't care where you were raised. There is no excuse for that ignorance." He said, "Well, I just won't say it in front of you anymore." So when we get back to the station, I go
Does
to...
he sleep with his sister too because he was raised in the South?
Probably. We get back to the station. I go to the PD and I tell him what happened. Not to be a tattletale, but basically because you don't get to just chew out your coworkers at remotes.
Right.
And I just wanted to be clear, like, here's what happened and here's why it happened. And no repercussions for this sales guy until a couple weeks later, He said the word again, hard R and all, in front of our black receptionist. Then he was finally fired.
Oh, man. I don't, so in the radio stations I've worked in, salespeople are always the weirdest of folks, right?
That's putting it nicely.
Yeah. Because salespeople that's where the oldest of the staff usually is. Right?
Yep.
It just is. It's usually the oldest. The oldest part of your staff is usually salespeople.
But this guy was in his late 20s, early 30s.
So he was a new breed of racist.
Yeah.
He was the new breed. So when he says I was raised in the South, he's got 24 years in the South.
Right. And he's probably got a Confederate flag in the back of his pickup truck next to his shotgun.
Oh no! When I was working in Virginia, the general manager and part owner, his son drove a pickup truck with a Confederate flag in the back.
Yep.
And he played him Hank Williams, "The South's Gonna Do It Again" or whatever. He was always on a cassette. He was playing it on his cassette player, but he was playing that. He was playing his Hank Jr. and fucking ripping it out and driving around fast and yeehaw, and he was a yeehaw Southerner.
Yeah.
All the way through. And mind you, that station, there were two. There was the other part of that station. It was a AM FM, was an all black staff, and this kid thought nothing of it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't see any problems with flying his flag in the back of his truck and using the N-word.
No, because he's in the South, where he is the king of everything.
Well, and his daddy was the general manager and owned part of the station.
Well, there you go.
So he could do whatever he damn well pleased.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so icky. The icky part, it's not even sometimes the word. It's the stupidity of the people that use the word.
Right.
It's like, how fucking stupid are you?
Mm-hmm.
Really, where are you living that's okay?
Right. And the fact that your parents believe those things, really, once you're an adult, that should have nothing to do with you. My parents think a lot of shit I disagree with in a big way, and yet they raised me.
Right.
It's like...
Yeah, but my kids also have a lot of beliefs that I don't have for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like my son is nowhere near as liberal as I am. He's not liberal at all. He's not liberal at all. He is not living in the same zone I live when it comes to social stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't. My daughter is much closer to my belief there.
But what that basically demonstrates is that regardless of whether you're raised in the South, if you are an adult who will use that word and continue to be racist, that's a choice you're making, that you are choosing your ignorance.
Being an ignorant buffoon is definitely a choice.
Yeah.
Unless you're 70. If you're 75 or so, and then it becomes sort of, it's just part of your vernacular. And I understand, you just know it is. It's like saying the word retard, right? I mean, it's a word. I use the word retarded a lot, but I grew up using that word, and I grew up using it not as far as calling people retarded, just saying, "Oh, that's so retarded."
So did retarded take the place of mongoloid?
Well, yeah, in the sixth grade, I don't know if I had social sciences in the sixth grade, and this is what we learned. There were three kinds of people, or races of people: Caucasoid,
right,
Negroid,
right,
and Mongoloid. Those are the three races of people that were.
So retarded people were a race?
No, retarded wasn't in there, but
Mongoloid is what retarded.
Well, no, well, that's what
maybe
it came.
to sixth graders.
Mongoloid was Mongolia, Asia.
Oh,
that whole area.
Is that where is? Oh, see now this is like.
Where did you go, to the Southern School of Racism?
No. See, Mongoloid, I was told meant mentally handicapped.
Oh, it did. I remember.
Mongoloid is an obsolete racial grouping of various peoples indigenous to large parts of Asia, the Americas, and some regions in Europe and Oceania. But also, it is an old-fashioned term for a person with Down syndrome.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I think that came from because the Mongolians had some large facial features. That are similar to having Down syndrome. Yeah.
Well, all this time I've been a fucking racist using that word, thinking it was funny. How about that? How about that?
Good for you.
You're a funny.
How about that? Referring to Jenna and her Mongoloid.
What a funny race.
That's funny. I guess I'll have to stop that now.
No, I absolutely. I remember when Mongoloid was used to refer to people who had Down syndrome. For sure, or anybody. Listen, anybody who was different from us.
And I remember Negroid and Caucasoid from God, what was it? I guess it was like seventh grade, 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah, that's when I learned it. I learned that there was Mongoloid, Caucasoid, and Negroid.
Wow,
and those were the 3 races in it, and that's how I learned that Russia was part of Asia, because they were in the Mongoloid group. Yeah, see? Yeah, I learned something in the 6th grade.
How about that shit?
The fact that you remember shit you learned in the 6th grade.
I had some you know what? I had some great teachers. I was listening to somebody talk about teachers a few days ago on another show that I listened to. That's quite liberal, and they were talking about. I had some teachers who are fucking so good and influential in my life. I mean, really fucking important people in my life. I know a lot of people fucking hate teachers, I guess, but I also think that might be a difference in teachers today as opposed to yesterday. Teachers are fucking. They were icons. They really were for me.
Look, I'm friends on Facebook with my 3rd grade, she was taught my 2nd and 3rd grade. I'm friends with her on Facebook.
I don't think I'm friends with. Oh, I am. I'm friends with my science teacher from high school.
I am friends with my science teacher from high school, and I was until she died. My 6th grade history teacher. Her and I would talk all the time.
I'm friends with one of my English teachers from high school. A guy who I learned news writing from a little bit, and also I was friends for a long time and used to talk with her every now and again. An English teacher I had was also the person who was the director of community theater that I was part of back in the day, and she wrote a couple of books. And she's a published author, a real author, not a self-published author, a published author, and a real. And friends with her, but now she's in her 80s now, and she's going through some issues. So I don't have contact with her. But teachers are fucking super important to me, and I think partly because of the way I grew up, Jess, maybe because of the way you grew up. Teachers were really important to me as far as sanity was.
Well, they were, because look, I had the younger autistic brother, so I mean I was. Forgotten like, yesterday's fucking pimento loaf. Right. So they just, the teachers all helped me along, and they all knew what was going on at home. So they were, they were the parents when parents were unavailable at that point. And especially this woman, this woman in 6th grade, I'll never forget her name, Sue Spicer. She was the hardest bitch of a teacher. And I asked her years later, when we were friends on Facebook, I was like, why were you so hard on me? And she said, because you needed it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can accept that. And
that's fair.
We start playing Words with Friends on Facebook when that was a thing.
Yeah.
And going through, and there's nothing like getting a notification that says Sue Spicer played twat for 126 points.
And suddenly you realize teachers are people.
That's exactly right.
Oh, that's
I
so
had a
fantastic.
math teacher my senior year, and math has never been my thing, much to my father's dismay. My father was an engineer, and therefore it drove him batshit crazy that math did not come easy to me. And so my senior year, I had a choice. I could either take, it wasn't AP, whatever the level is right before AP, right below AP, like pre-calculus, or I could take another year of language. And my father said, you might as well take the language because you can't do pre-calculus. And so I took pre-calculus to spite my father.
Good for you.
And not good for, not really good for me.
Oh, God,
because that
math
shit
was
never
awful.
made sense.
Yeah, math.
But
I took Mongoloid math.
Yeah. Okay. So I also took Mongoloid math, Wally, and in ninth grade, I wound up taking algebra 1. 10th grade, I wound up taking geometry.
Nope.
And 11th grade, I was so bad at algebra and geometry, they had basically like a fucking, sweat hogs class called Principles of Geometry and Algebra.
Nope.
And basically the way you got an A in that class was there were 2 dots on the piece of paper and you had to draw a straight line between the two without eating the crayon you were issued. Okay.
Well, so I had to work slightly harder than that in pre-calculus.
No, I took none of those math classes.
But at my school, seniors, if you had study hall, you didn't have to go to a specific room. Like the other grades all had to go to a specific classroom for study hall. When you were a senior, you could pretty much do whatever you wanted with your study hall time. My locker was right outside my math teacher's office, and he had that period free. So he would be in his office. So I started sitting on the floor in the hallway during study hall, outside my locker, outside his office, trying to do my math homework. And then when something didn't make sense, I would walk into his office and put the book down in front of him and say, make it make sense. And then he would explain it to me. Or he would step out of his office and see me sitting there on the floor, and he would sit down on the floor next to me and go, how's it going? You getting this? Everything good? Anything I can help you with? And I ended up getting, I think, a B or something in that class. But more importantly, there were math awards. I went to a nerdy school. And
I was about to say, Jesus Christ, you fucking mathlete nerd.
I went to a nerdy school. My math award was for most improved.
Can you imagine?
I went to the teacher and I was like, I know it was between me. There was this kid, Lauren Smithline, who in like 9th grade was running over to Cornell to take math classes. So I was like, I know it was between me and Lauren Smithline for best in math. And I understand you had to give it to him. And he was like, but you got most improved.
The math I took, Mongoloid math, and it was the best math. There are a few great classes I took. This was a great class. It was just everyday living math. I think it was called everyday living math.
That's what I took senior year. It was the jocks and the cheerleaders in, quote, consumer math.
Learn how to balance a checkbook.
Oh, we learned how to read the water meter too.
Yeah, we learned that. We learned how to we learned a little bit about how to read the stock market page. We learned just real life math. There's some great, one of the best classes I ever took in school, ever, was typing.
Oh, I love typing.
Same.
I took typing because it was a blow-off course. I said, oh, this is a blow-off course. There were 3 guys in the course. 3, maybe 4 guys in this class. Little did we know when we were 17 years old how important fucking typing would become.
Did you guys take computer stuff in school, Chris? I'm sure you did.
I did.
But
I
remember
it was my senior year we did.
I remember learning, starting in like 6th grade, learning BASIC program. Like it was the computer language was called BASIC.
Oh, BASIC.
Because that was going to be the wave of the future, and we were going to need to know that for our future careers.
Yeah,
don't you remember going, you did 10, type whatever, 20, go to 10, 30, end, hit enter, and it would just fill up your screen with the word fuck or whatever you put up there.
And you could do it in multiple colors too.
Yes, you could. We had remember, we didn't have the Apple computers. We had something called a PET that we learned basic on. It was like an all-in-one box with a screen.
We had in my high school on the second floor, we had a huge computer. It was like 4 gigantic, looked like transmitters with the big giant, like 16-inch wheels on them and tape. And they go, that's where I learned. I learned basic, and I think Fortran was the other thing we learned.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I learned that in 9th grade. I started learning basic, but then I went to a smaller high school later on because the foster care system found their way to move me to a different family, and they didn't have any such thing as computers or anything like that. There was no such thing. So I got typing, and typing was fucking awesome.
Typing was great. I mean, there was two advantages to typing, and you say there's a lot of women in the class, so that was great.
A lot of girls
as well. But I'll never forget having my hands in the home spot on the keyboard and A, S, M, S, L, G, K, F, J, G, H. And you route off from there on your keyboard when you're doing shit. But the best part about being in a typing class is I was known as one of the pieces of ass in the steno pool. So I won.
The steno pool.
I won everywhere.
Preparing to be on Mr. Stevens' lap.
Yes. I was going to sit there at the law firm of Dicker and Dunker and do my steno work.
I still remember our typing teacher's name was the fucking best, one of the best teacher names ever. Her name was Mrs. Baldigger. Everybody called her, of course, Baldigger, because she was fucking tough, and she was only teaching typing.
So, what's the best? Is that the best teacher name you had?
Baldigger might have been the best. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, this is absolutely fucking true. You can ask anybody in my high school. Okay. And they will tell you that one of the science teachers, her last name was Dickoff. Okay.
Oh, that poor woman.
Now that's her married name. Her maiden name was like Steinem or something. But her first name, Terra.
Tara Dickoff, really?
Tara Dickoff. Swear to God.
Shut up.
Can't make that shit. You can't make it up.
We had a choir teacher in middle school, and his name was Mr. Abear. And obviously, as 6th graders, we called him Mr. Gay Bear. But when I think back on the man, I'm pretty sure he actually was gay. Because
and was he a bear?
When he was, I don't know whether or not he was a bear. Also, couldn't tell you if he was a top or a bottom. But
right.
I do know that
Christ.
He would wear like clogs and shiny gold pants and had a big like bouffant hairdo, and he would wear like big Elton John kind of spectacles. And so when I look,
you sure he wasn't on PBS teaching painting?
No. But I remember that we called him Mr. Gay Bear.
Oh, what a happy little accident.
Yeah.
That's so the stuff we got away with back then.
Well, yeah.
You couldn't, if you called the teacher that now.
Well, we didn't call it to him to his face.
But if he even said it, you don't think he didn't know.
I'm sure he knew about it. Yeah.
There's no way he didn't know they were calling him Gay Bear. And he probably went home at night and said, kids call me Gay Bear. Come on, let's get it on.
Probably.
Get it on.
Yeah. All right,
Fuck
listen, I don't know
kids.
if you guys can hear this, but the guy who mows my lawn is out there mowing my lawn right now.
The guy who
that's
mows,
all right. And
you are so upper class.
Am
the
I?
Guy who mows my lawn.
The guy that mows my lawn. I'd like to know about the guy that trims your bush too.
I asked for that, didn't I?
Couldn't really hear him, but we know what you said.
We know what you said. Yeah.
We couldn't hear you, but we know where you went, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
You were going some sort of topiary joke.
Topiary. I said trim the bush and the phone died. Go figure.
That's topiary.
There he is.